Hi, Robin with Oxy-Dry. And I just did a master bedroom upstairs, and now I'm in the basement area. This is a berber. It's probably at least 15 years old. It's the same carpet I have in my hall and bedrooms in my home. Very good carpet. And I've cleaned this carpet a few times already, actually. But 9 months ago, I guess, or so, or maybe less than that, the lady got herself two nice little doggies, and you can hear one of them upstairs talking to her. Two miniature Aussie doodles, very beautiful doggies. And there's been a few accidents. There's one right here, and another one right there. I think there's one over here as well. And there was a couple in the bedroom up there, which I've already dealt with. So let's see what we can do. Gotta get that in there. There we go. And then engage. And away we go. Marvelous. Now I want to do right over here because this and that thing go over here. So we'll get that out of the way. This is a AstroTurf. I find they work really well again on this carpet. The carpet's not actually very soiled, actually, really. Although she had tried to take these two urine stains out. She used Nature's Miracle, one of the red bottle, and it left some light patches there, which almost looks like it took out color, although it certainly shouldn't have. This is an olefin carpet, so that's extremely unlikely. The Nature's Miracle, I was looking at the bottle, and it has it's an enzyme-based product, which is fine, and it has a peroxide in there of some sort, so it'll be oxidizing as well, apparently. Let's put these things back. Don't think I really need to groom here, actually. I think we're about here. And then this will come back. It's got little wheelies on the front. These things are heavy though, because of that flywheel. So be careful when you move them. Oh, like I said, be careful. And we will put the chair back. Very talkative little doggy up there. Really beautiful dogs. Okay, let us continue. I did spray this area just right around here with some Suspend. Looks like we're blending it in pretty well. Remember, the slower I move the machine, the more aggressively I'm cleaning. Because that head of the machine, the pad itself, is doing 360-degree cleaning passes per second on the carpet. So that will translate into dozens of cleaning passes every inch as I move across it very slowly and back, overlapping constantly. So one pass like that is actually already many passes on every area. So it's a little bit deceiving to see this. You think, oh, he's just going over it once. No, I'm going over it many, many, many times. But that looks like it's cleaning up really well, and that urine stain looks like it's completely disappeared, that lighter spot, which means I just match the carpet to that lighter spot that was appearing there. So that's pretty good, eh? We will come back to that actually now. I'll go over this area first, do the rest of the carpet, and then I'll finish up going over that area one more time. That's my applying of the solution. Literally that much. Because I can see on the carpet that I'm getting it plenty wet enough. I can see it turning slightly white there, so I know that I'm getting it wet enough. You do not need to overwet the carpet. If you get the carpet wetter than you need to, you will run the risk of causing wicking, and there's no advantage to it. So you just see, I can see, I don't know if you can tell this, but as I'm going over the carpet, I can see it turning slightly white. And that's all I need. But I know that pad is plenty wet enough. And one of the things about this pad is it'll hold on. They can get fairly wet. They can get very wet actually. So you don't want that. And when I'm done, the top of that pad will be dry. You know, people will say, well, you can't shower feed because you're just going to soak the pad and then it'll wash the dirt down and through and all that. It's absolutely not true. Not true at all. Look how nicely I can move on this carpet, by the way. You see, if I was using an orbital machine here, you know, if I was to clean with an orc, which I know some do, and that's fine, but it's much harder to clean this type of carpet with an orbital machine like an Oric or Challenge or any of the wheels up machines. You end up with, on this berber type carpet, it's a little more difficult to maneuver the machine because it tends to want to go in the direction the grain is laying, and when you go against it, or even, you know, depending on the direction you're going, it actually kind of fights against you, and it's tiring. You can do it, you know, and it helps if you put a glider underneath, of course, but you have absolutely no resistance no matter which direction you go when using the rotary, and that's one of the reasons why I prefer it. Quite frankly, if I went back, I would not have bought any of my orbital machines. I've got a few $1,000s worth, and I don't really need them. The only place I think I would use my orbital now is for certain wood floors, and there I would use it. So, but I don't do very many wood floor cleaning jobs. So, and you can use an arc for that. They work pretty well for that. Just when you get into the very big jobs, that's when it gets to be again, a little bit of a problem. But anyway. And what I'm doing, by the way, and you may not, maybe you can't tell, but I'm trying very hard, well, not hard, but I'm very aware of how I'm moving this machine on the carpet, making sure I'm doing nice, even passes. You can always tell, I can always tell, when I go into a place, particularly when I go into condo buildings, and I can usually tell what machine was used to clean the carpet the last time. There's a distinctive pattern that you see left behind on the carpet, whether it be somebody with a wand or a Simex. You can usually see the Simex along the edge of the wall. You can see there's a gap where they didn't clean. And you can see the swirly, swirly, swirly. And I can also tell if they used a rotary, because most guys really don't handle a rotary very well. You can see they usually move, you can tell they moved the machine way too fast, and they didn't overlap. And rarely, I don't think anybody around here is doing any shower feeding anyway. And so there's just a real unevenness looking to the carpet. And that, of course, then, you know, if somebody gets their carpet cleaned that way, and whoever got the carpet cleaned looks at it afterwards and goes, "Oh, I don't like the way this method cleans," then they're going to associate that with what I do, which is, you know, which is one of the reasons. Again, one of the reasons why I came up with the SETT description, the acronym for describing the method I clean with. Because whereas others will be saying, yeah, I use bonnet clean, I will say I use soil extraction transfer technology. I use the SETT methodology. I don't want to be identified as a bonnet cleaner per se. There's logic to why I came up with this whole idea, which I did many, many years ago. In fact, I just posted a video where a customer gave me a newspaper ad, and it was 2013 or 2014. I can't remember what it was. I just posted that video just a week or two ago now. And that was the first, probably one of the first times I put it in print, although I'd already been using it in just in speaking to my customers. I did that for a while just to sort of get the talking to people, and when I would describe how I cleaned, I started putting it into my dialogue just to get a feel for, you know, how does it sound when I talk to people? How do they react to it? Are they noticing? And they did. I noticed right away people, when I say SETT and then explain to them what it actually means, and then I can describe exactly what's happening, it just makes a lot more sense than saying to somebody, I'm going to clean your carpet with a bonnet. Nobody has a clue what a bonnet is. You know, to my knowledge, there's only two ways that the word bonnet is used. It's either a hat, or it's what we would call the hood of a car. And then, of course, somebody back in the 60s, I guess, maybe 70s, I'm not sure, for some reason decided to call the pads they put under the rotary machine to clean with a bonnet. And I don't know why they did that, because it doesn't make the least bit of sense to me. So, anyway, we want to stay away from any association with the bonnet cleaning and its negative implications. That's my view, anyway. And why and the main reason I came up with it was simply a marketing tool. A better way to describe a methodology that has a much more technical terminal or wording to it. And look at that cool logo right there. And that logo is available to any of my SETT users on the SETT Facebook page, which I guess I haven't mentioned that for a while. We have on Facebook, we have a group dedicated to teaching and learning from one another about this methodology primarily. And that's the SETT Soil Extraction Transfer Technology Facebook page, Facebook group. And so if you're using this methodology and you want to be, dialoguing with others who are using it and are wanting to help one another, because that's the whole point of it all, is to learn and to encourage and to support one another. Well, we do have a Facebook group that is dedicated to that. It's interesting. My power just fluctuated. Now, I'm actually looking for that light patch. I think it's right there. We'll go over to the bottom of the steps, and again there was a patch. I can still see a very slight outline there. At least I think that's where it was. Again, just going over it really slow. I'm not adding any solution, by the way. And when I do this slowly, really slow, there will be some heating up. Not a lot of heating up, because I've got the solution there on the carpet, but it will be heating up a little bit. It goes up about 10 degrees or so. I tested this, by the way, a few times. I have a little laser temperature thing, and I'll put it down on the carpet. I did a video about that some time ago. It does get a bit hotter. Not a lot though, but it is a little bit. If you run it dry, then you can get it really hot, but you don't want to do that. So let's have a look. Have a look at the pad here. And you put my hand on there and feel it. Oh, it's just barely heated up. That's fairly dirty, actually. Yeah, definitely needed a clean. But the light patches are gone, virtually gone. It'll lighten up too, by the way, as it dries. Yeah, looking really good. Okay, I'll let you go. Thank you for watching. And I have the steps to do it, then I'll be done. So I'll let you go. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.